Push a needle through cloth and pull it straight back out. Nothing holds. The thread just slides free, yet a sewing machine builds a seam that can survive 1,000 washes, laying down more than 10 stitches every second. It never pushes the needle all the way through. It never ties a knot you could ever see. So how do two separate threads lock together deep inside the fabric without a single hand reaching in to touch them? Hand sewing uses one thread, weaving in and out, over and under. A machine cannot do that. Its needle is clamped to a bar that only moves straight down and straight up. It can never swing around to the far side of the cloth. So the engineers gave up on one thread and used two. One thread rides the needle from above. The second waits below, hidden inside a small round case. The whole trick is making them catch each other. Look closely at the needle. The eye, the little hole that holds the thread, is not up at the top where a hand needle keeps it. It sits right above the sharp point instead. As the needle dives down through the cloth, it carries the top thread to the underside. Then it stops and begins to rise. And here, in the very first fraction of its climb back up, something quiet and clever happens that the whole machine depends upon. When the needle starts back up, the cloth still grips the thread by friction. The needle lifts, but the thread along one side lags behind, held in place. That tiny delay bulges the thread outward into a loop, a small open eyelet hanging just beneath the fabric. It lasts only a heartbeat before the next motion would pull it flat again, and in that single heartbeat, the machine has to reach in and grab it. Timing here is everything. Spinning just behind the needle is a curved steel hook riding on the same drive. It is shaped like a pointed beak, and it sweeps past at exactly the moment the loop appears below the cloth. The beak slips inside the loop and snags it. Now the top thread is stretched wide open, no longer a small bulge, but a gaping ring of thread. The hook keeps right on turning, dragging that open ring around with it. Underneath sits the bobbin, a small spool wound with the second thread resting inside a round case. As the hook drags the open loop around, it pulls that entire loop completely over and around the bobbin case. For an instant, the top thread wraps the bobbin like a hand cupping a stone. The bobbin thread, sitting quietly in its case, ends up passing right through the middle of that loop. The two threads are now linked together. High above, an arm called the take-up lever has been sinking down, feeding slack so the loop had thread to spare. Now it swings sharply upward. It hauls all that extra thread back out of the machine. The sudden pull yanks the loop free of the bobbin and snaps it tight. The little knot it forms is dragged upward, deeper and deeper into the cloth, until it settles right in the heart of the fabric, hidden between the layers. One stitch is done, but a seam needs a whole row of them. Beneath the needle plate sit the feed dogs, small metal bars with teeth like a tiny comb. While the needle is up and clear of the cloth, they rise, press against the fabric, and shove it backward by a precise step. Then they drop down and slide forward to start again. The fabric crawls steadily along, one even bite at a time. What the machine has built is called a lockstitch. Picture the finished seam sliced open. The top thread comes down through the cloth. The bottom thread runs along underneath. Where they meet, they are knotted together, and that knot is buried exactly in the middle layer of the fabric. From the top, you see a neat dotted line. From below, the same neat line. The lock itself is hidden inside, and that is exactly why the seam holds. None of this works without timing. The needle, the hook, the take-up lever, and the feed dogs all hang off one rotating shaft. In a single turn of that shaft, the needle dives and lifts, the hook sweeps the loop, the lever snaps it tight, and the dogs nudge the cloth forward. Miss by a sliver of a second, and the beak stabs at empty air. The machine is really one careful dance, repeated 10 times a second. What spins that shaft is a motor, pressed faster or slower by your foot on the pedal. A belt carries the spin up to the top of the machine and down to the hook below, so both ends turn together, perfectly matched. Speed up, and the dance simply runs faster. The steps never change their order. Everything you have seen is the same small handful of motions, looping again and again, far too quick for the eye to follow. So here is the whole chain. The needle carries the top thread down through the cloth and starts to rise. The thread bulges into a loop. The spinning hook catches that loop and drags it around the bobbin. The take-up lever snaps it tight, burying the knot inside the fabric. The feed dogs shove the cloth one step along, and one shaft keeps every part in perfect time. That is a single lock stitch, made 10 times a second. A straight line of stitches holding a seam together for years, and underneath it, 2 threads you never see, reaching out and catching each other in the dark, again and again, faster than you can blink. The next time a machine hums its way across a hem, you will know the quiet dance hidden inside the cloth.